Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. Wherever you are in the world, welcome to Negotiations for Project Managers, and thank you for joining us today. Today, I will be presenting effective negotiations using AI, and this is our second edition. The first was in 2024, and today I am thrilled to tell you that I will be presenting today's session. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how AI is shaping negotiations. We are going to talk about how to craft well-designed prompts, the importance of context engineering. We are going to check, and I will showcase real case scenario of using AI in a negotiation, and how the AI future looks like with human collaboration. Do you know that we are engaged in negotiations with more than 8,000 and 10,000 times a year? Well, those are studies. Studies show those numbers. But before we start with these presentations, I would like to ask you a question. Have you used AI to assist you in your negotiations? Please drop a message in the chat, yes or no, if you have used AI. Maybe some of you have already done that. But today I will show you how we can take the real advantage of using AI. Okay, so let's see. All right. So I'm sure you have used AI already, but today I'm going to talk about how we can use the AI to really empower you on those coming negotiations. Now, I want you to look at this picture and imagine that the mountain is the negotiation, and at the top of the mountain is the agreement that you want to reach. Now, when you look away from the mountain, right, far away from the mountain, and maybe it looks easy to climb it. So you have two guys, right, that are the counterparts on a negotiation, and one is the one that will climb the mountain using his experience, his gut feeling, and maybe he will reach to the top of the mountain, but he will find obstacles. Maybe the trees will hide the summit, and it will be harder and riskier for him to reach to the top. Now, on the other guy, right? He's the guy that is equipped. He has tools. He has a map, he has the rope, and even he has the gears, right, to climb the mountain. So, of course, there is not such as warranty that he will be success at all. But, of course, there are more odds that he will get to the top of the mountain and reach the agreement faster and even better. So, the same happens to us, right? Sometimes we go to negotiations and we are not well prepared at all. So today I will show you how AI tools can give you clarity, how AI can help you understand your counterpart interest, what are your counterpart motivations, and how AI can help you really find alternatives to reach the better outcomes of that negotiations. So at Negotiations for Project Managers, we are reinventing how the project management negotiations go. because AI adds a new layer in negotiation and acts as your strategic partner to enhance and maximize outcomes. And that is what we'll see today. So, how AI is shaping negotiations? Well, you can use AI as your new negotiator ally because AI can enhance you on your preparations, giving you data, collecting more data, giving you more insights, and helping you to get more context. AI can assist you in your strategy to, 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 to define what tactics you will use, look for best alternatives. AI will also helps you improve communication with more clarity, with more precision. AI can help you predict emotional triggers and even behavioral responses. And well, now you can even have AI to help you strengthen your cultural intelligence in those global negotiations. And this is a really good one, and I like it a lot. AI helps you profile your counterparts and identify negotiation patterns. So we'll speak more on that, but I want you to picture that you can now profile your counterpart and you can even simulate negotiations, getting real feedback. Having AI to be your counterpart. Having AI to help you assess the risk and reveal hidden constraints, for example. If you are in a contract negotiation, AI now can help you analyze documents, clauses, and contract term instantly. So you don't need to be now a contract expert, but now AI can really help you, even if you are not. So bottom line is that AI really helps you to boost your negotiation outcomes with faster agreements, with better value, and with more trust. So now, how AI helps project managers in negotiations? Well, AI helps you in all stages of the negotiation. AI helps you to prepare your negotiation, helps you identify all the variables, all the constraints, can help you craft better strategy, can help you even prepare different tactics to use during the negotiation. And this is a good one too. AI can now help you with emotions, with emotional intelligence. AI can read body language. AI can read micro expressions. AI can read gestures. So, and another one that is good is that AI helps you with sentiment analysis. So AI can really, you can give text messages, emails, whatever information you have, and AI related to the communication that you may have had with your counterpart. Now AI can really help you craft better or help you find patterns, right? And prepare you for that tough conversation in the room of negotiation. Now, another good one is that you can do simulations. You can do role play with AI, right? And you can use, depending on your counterpart profile, you can simulate that negotiation, and if something and get real feedback. And if something went wrong, okay, you can practice again and practice again. Remember that the one that is better prepared, the one that has a lot of more alternatives, is the one that will have better chance and be in a better position in a negotiation. Now, AI can also help you find next best alternative if something is not going well on that negotiation. Well, AI can help you that. Sometimes in the past, you used your experience, industry experience, your company, the experience that you had in your organization, or your field experience. But now with AI, you can not only come with that, but you can also have more. AI can also help you with communication. So you can have, as mentioned before you go into the table of negotiation, you can prepare the script. You can also use AI to analyze information, right? And during the review of that negotiation, if something is not going the way you expected, you can use AI also help you understand patterns and predict possible outcomes if you execute a specific approach on that negotiation. So that is amazing. That is amazing. And that really boost and enhance your negotiation outcomes. And of course, AI helps you with the closing part. So now, I like to tell you that AI is a very human technology, and you don't need to be a coder, engineer, an expert in any technical field. You only need to use your communication skills to have interaction with AI systems and enhance your negotiations. So the way you have, or the way you communicate with AI is using prompts. And you use prompts in different approaches. With text, you can have interaction with AI using text messages. You can have a voice conversation with AI. That's a good one, like having any voice conversation with another person. And one that I really like is video. Video is good because what you see is what also AI is seen from this perspective. So you can from AI also with video and images also. This is good for giving context to AI. You give the images to AI, and this is another cool one to have voice interaction with AI. Now, computer vision is a very powerful feature that now large language model offers. For example, you can use Copilot, and you can share your screen. So imagine that if you are having I don't know, maybe you are going to have a conversation with the sponsors of your project or with another stakeholders, and you are reviewing even a contract or project scope statement or charter. You are reading that information. Well, Copilot can see your screen and read the information that you are reading, and you can also ask for advice, comments. Or if you are writing, let's see that you are writing something, AI is seeing your screen, so you can also have AI to give you some comments, some recommendations, and so on. So audio is another one, another cool one. Now, a lot of LLMs have integrated the mic in the chat, so you can do the dictation. So this is good one when giving context, for example. Sometimes, you are interacting with AI and you don't want to give a lot of context. So the way you do it is that you actually provide to the AI all the information, like you are speaking, and then you just tell AI, okay, here is the context, and then you help me create a better prompt. So this is a good one that you can use on your coming negotiations. Now, there are two ways that you can craft your prompts. One is structure. This is a good one when you expect a specific outcome, specific task. So on the left side is the I would say the anatomy of a prompt, right? Where you give the goal, you give the context, and also you give a lot of what are the constraints that you expect and the specific format that you expect from the AI. So in that scenario, you can use this template. You can use the kind of this format and have a specific outcomes, right? Now, you can also have more conversational prompts, like the ones that are listed here, like you ask AI to help you outline a good strategy based on this scenario and based on these goals and based on these concessions, counter arguments, and tactics, for example. And more of these examples. Now, one good thing, and I will share more on that, is that before you craft your prompt, try to think very careful and make sure that your prompts are not baggy, because otherwise you will get bad results. So these are two ways you can prompt AI. And now I want to share with you more on about two critical components when talking to AI. One is the prompt engineering that I already mentioned. And the second one is the context engineering, okay? And the prompt engineering is more focused on fine tunes, which give the exact words you use to ask the AI, okay? And this is like the examples I already showed you, right? Some questions and something like that. Now, context engineering is really it's very powerful, because with the context engineering, you set the stage around that conversation, about that request. You give the background, the sources of the information, the constraints, and the examples that AI should rely on. Excuse me. Because if it is not in the context, don't expect in the answer. Let's say an example that you are in a negotiation, right? And probably you are negotiating with a vendor. So what do? Well, you upload the context of the negotiation. You upload emails, proposals, RFPs, contracts related, or even bio of your counterpart. And that will really give AI a more holistic view and give you better ideas, recommendations, and craft better strategies or tactics for that tough negotiation. So now we released our first edition in June 2024, playbook, Effective Negotiation Using GenAI. And we released it with a list of prompts that you can use. We are working on the 2025 edition that will be released soon. But in there are prompts to prepare you for negotiations. There are prompts to craft strategies, tactics, scripts for those tough conversations, for the scenario planning, for advanced negotiation techniques, and more. So stay tuned, and we'll share more on that. So follow us on our LinkedIn page, and there you will see more publications on this aspect. Excuse me. Now, you can adapt AI to the negotiation styles, because probably your counterpart is someone who is very competitive, or maybe he is more collaborative, or he's maybe concessional negotiator, or he's the one who is more compromising and finds a middle ground between you and their interest. So it all depends on the scenario. So you can put the AI in that context and better prepare you for that negotiation. So I'll share more on that, but this is one thing that you can do, something that you could never do before in the past. Now, in a nutshell, you can prompt AI to use tough negotiator styles. For example, you can have AI to behave like Chris Voss, negotiate like Chris Voss will do, using his tactical empathy negotiation tactics, using his key techniques like mirroring, labeling emotions, calibrated questions to reach an agreement without losing value. But, or you can also have AI to act as Keld Jensen. No, he's more kind of win-win style. So you use AI to negotiate using Keld Jensen principles of trust-based negotiations to grow the pie for a mutual gain. Now, this is a cool feature, and something that I really love from AI is that you can have AI to embody the personality of the value of someone that you gives to AI. Let's say you upload the bio, you take the LinkedIn public information from your counterpart and you put it in the AI and you say, hey, embody the personality of this person. So AI will do that and will act as that person is, and even he might use his tone, his writing styles, and so on. So that's a really cool one. Now, for today's example, I used Jordan Belfort biography, and I uploaded to AI and asked AI to, to use his straight line persuasion philosophy and key techniques like building rapport, creating the certainty, tonality, and direct control for fast persuasion and commitment with your counterpart. So these are 3 ways you can do it. You can use your preferred negotiator or negotiation style, and AI will take that as well. So that's really, really powerful and something that you never do before. Now it's easy to do it. Now, I wanted to show you a real project scenario. We are going to see here, there is a conflict requirement here. A company is launching a project to improve its product development process for a product line that generates 12 million annual revenue. And the engineering team is the sponsor for this initiative. There is a conflict here. The engineering requirement is to reduce defects. They want to cut defects by 6%. They want to achieve savings of 1.5 million annually. Okay. So that requires 900K investment for quality tools, training, and process design. But on the flip side, you have a conflict with accounting because they say, you know what? We want lower cost. We want to cut and reduce the spending. So our target or the immediate cost reduction is 544K a year. And of course, there is a risk with that because cutting the cost may increase defects by 3 to 5%. That will cost up to 1.3 million in warranty, reward, and support. So that's a huge number here. Now, I'm sure that you have been in cases like this, and probably you use your own experience and maybe you talk with your boss and talk with someone who is really familiar with handling this kind of tough conversations. But now, even if you are not an expert, you have the AI as your strategic partner. Okay. And now your goal using AI is to find a balance of, I mean, the goal of the negotiation is to find a balance of a 900K quality investment by engineering team and with the 144K cost reduction that accounting team is looking for, but you must protect the 12 million revenue to avoid the 1.9 million annual failure cost. So you have to negotiate, you have to find the balance in order to achieve the organization's vision and strategy, right? So for this particular case, I used two approaches. One is, one approach. I used more structured prompts. I use Chris Voss, tactical empathy, and I use Keld Jensen smart techniques and John Belfort, but using structured prompts. Now, because we don't have so much time for today's session, you can use prompting techniques that we listed in our playbook. To ask about possible partners, possible SOPAs, best alternatives, what concessions you can do. I mean, you can have a lot of interaction with AI, but for this particular case, we only use structured prompt. But our main goal was to find a solution that can balance both accounting team and engineering team. So we had three solutions provided by using Chris Voss tactical empathy, which will he focus more on reducing the fear of spending the 900K without any proof. So Chris Voss says, okay, let's start with a 60-day pilot and investment of 150K. And if we don't see that defects drop by X%, then we cut the budgets, okay? Or we veto after the pilots. Now, with Keld Jensen, right, using his smart negotiator techniques, focus more on transparency and co-ownership outcomes and grow the pie. He says, hey, why don't we take the 900K, share the ROI dashboard, share the savings, like, maybe 60% to engineering and 40% to accounting team. And then we do monthly reconciliation to see the progress. So that's another approach that you can use. Maybe something that before you had no idea. Now, using Jordan Belfort's three-line persuasion, he said, let's create a certainty for fast decision. And let's approve a full 900K now, pay that money from the 1.9 million savings, and let's add an ROI warranty. So those are the possible options. And you can have more, you can explore more. Believe me, with AI, there is no limits. So this is the beauty of using AI. Now, what are the common AI mistakes in negotiations? Well, even not in the in negotiation context, but in any context, most of the common mistakes that most people do, is that they put baggy prompts. And I heard this week that somebody said, mediocre prompts, you will get mediocre responses from AI. So you should be careful with that. You should be creative, but you should also use more, think more, and use more design prompts to get better outcomes. And another issue is that people don't add context to the conversation. And this is very critical because, by adding context to that conversation, you will really have better, better, I mean, you will have a more tailored responses to your context. Now, something that I like to tell you is that, I remember that when ChatGPT 3.5 was released to massive amount of people, we had a lot of bias through the first conversation with AI. Now AI has learned more, and you can have better, better results, more trusted information. You can also ask AI to give you the source of the information and what are the reasoning that AI using for giving you that information. So it's very important to be careful with the bias, and checking for that is so very important. Make sure you set the guardrails when having that conversation with AI. That helps you also to reduce the bias of the AI. Now, one thing I like to comment here on bias is that we humans are biased also. So therefore, because we have some how to say, we sometimes have favorite things, and we favor to one thing or to one group of people or whatever. So AI does the same. So that is why we have to be careful with that part. Now, something that was just mentioned a couple of months ago was the term psychophancy. And that is very dangerous, even more dangerous than biases. So you shouldn't let AI to become sycophant, because sycophant means allowing AI to be like the yes machine, like, you are right. Absolutely. It's this kind of flattery, or AI be pleasing with you. And we don't want that, because sometimes even you are wrong, AI says, oh, you are right, that perspective is important. Oh, that's good. And you really want a brutal honest by AI. So you better ask AI to say, hey, I want you to be brutally honest, be critic to my ideas, be, how to say, give me a different opinion, different perspective to, to my strategy, for example, in the negotiations, or tell me if what I'm about to say is, what will the reaction of my counterpart in that case, for example. So you have to be very careful on that. And the other thing is that the over-reliance on AI outputs, because a lot of people put a lot of reliance. They say, oh, for everything they do, sometimes people use the LLMs a lot, and the AI usage has increased dramatically in the last months. So people rely on AI outputs and on the AI usage. So that really causes an issue. So you should be very careful on the outcomes. You are the ones that take the final decisions. AI gives you maybe 50-60% of the work, and you are the ones who do the rest. So you should be very careful with that, and use the AI to give you the initial part, not the final part. You are the one to make the final decision, and you are the responsible for that information that AI generates. Now, another important thing is that you should also talk or align the use of AI with governance, with the policies at your organization. So make sure that you don't upload sensitive information to the LLMs, because that's very risky and very dangerous, because you expose your organization information to the public or to these companies. So you should be very careful with that. All right. So, what is the future of human and AI collaboration in negotiations? Well, some people are kind of afraid of, using AI will replace my job or AI will replace negotiators. Yes, it's true. Today we have bots that are negotiating. Walmart case is the one that is very popular. They have AI agents that are negotiating the prices and things with suppliers. Yes, that is happening, but not at all, believe me, because maybe that is only for transactional negotiations. And maybe AI bots can do that, but not all. So AI will not replace negotiators, but of course, as Keld Jensen said, AI negotiators who have real knowledge with AI will replace and will win more on those negotiators not that are not using AI. So the human element in negotiation will not diminish, but it will transform. So the successful negotiators of tomorrow will be those who can, this is something really important, is those who can maintain authentic human connections, those who can leverage AI for enhancing the understanding of different environments, those who can create value through those relationship intelligence, and build trust in technology and environment enhancements. So, of course, as the technology evolves, we should evolve as well. And those who can master communication skills is very critical. So now, more than ever, we as humans, we should improve our communication skills, because now we will not interact only with humans, but with AI agents, for example. So I'm sure that project managers today, most of us have developed these skills pretty good. So let's take advantage of that skills and explode the power of the AI. And also, those who can drive innovation through human creativity and critical thinking are the ones that will really be at the top level and really surviving in this world of a lot of changes with AI. So bottom line is that people who are equipped and educated in negotiations are the ones that will maximize the power of the AI. Because, it's not only having, you are a project manager, it's not only it's not only being knowledgeable or expert in project management, or maybe you are an engineer, it's not only being an engineer, but to maximize the power of negotiation, you have to learn negotiation. You have to learn the process of the negotiation, the strategies of the negotiation, and really be good in that field. So that will also help you to maximize the power of the AI. So I'd like to see if there are comments in the chat. We are linking live, and Marjana, I'm not sure if you will mind to help me here if there are any questions in the chat. I am open to answer any questions. I love to hear your experience or any questions that you may have. Okay. I don't see comments, questions. All right. So if there are not more questions or comments, you can also follow us on the LinkedIn page. There you can drop your comments, questions. We also have a lot of communications there with negotiation for project managers, and we can have more interaction with you, okay? All right, so we have a great event coming in. So we will have Marjana. She's PMP, a pure instructor. She's she has mastered his negotiation skills. She's the founder of Negotiation Skills, and she will be giving the class next week, November the 29th. She will be teaching basic techniques in negotiations. So inspired by Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort, the Smart Negotiator Keld Jensen, and Never Split the Difference with Chris Voss. So scan the QR code and book your seat and save it to your calendar. So Marjana will be sharing basic techniques in negotiations, strategies, tactics, and a lot more. So this is a great event. I'm sure you will learn a lot. You will walk away with great knowledge and be more empowered for your upcoming tough negotiations with stakeholders and sponsors. All right. So I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch, to follow us and join us today. I'd like to close this with one phrase that I love from one of our good friend, Mr. Lee Lambert. In life, you don't get what you deserve, but you get what you negotiate. And this is something that you should keep in mind all the time. So follow us in LinkedIn. Here is the QR code. Follow us in YouTube. We are also on YouTube. We have a lot of great videos out there related to negotiations. And also, we are constantly posting and sharing information with all of you. So you can also send us emails to us. And well, I think I'm all set for today. I want to thank you a lot for your time. And if you were not able to join us on time today, you can watch this at a later time when you have, whenever you are available, and hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.